So back with Unit 6, that is the development experience, and in this we are going to talk about foreign trade in India and the features of. In this we are going to talk about the features of India's foreign trade, and the time period is 1950 to 1990. So in the features, what do we talk about? The volume of trade. Volume of trade means the size of the trade, the size of exports and imports in terms of the units. And since it's so difficult to sum them up, so we talk about the volume of trade in terms of value of trade. So what is the value of trade? When the export and imports of the country are converted into their money terms in the currency of the place. So that is known as value of trade. So volume and value of trade we will do, and then we are going to do about the composition of trade. So what is a composition? The items that we use for exporting, the items exported and the items imported. What have they undergone a change or what? That's what also we study in this. And then we talk about the direction of trade. Direction means trade done with different countries. So that is the direction of trade. It means exporting from which countries, importing from which countries, all that. So in this, before I go, just a little more explanation as I do, I want you to put it down as homework that you must make a table and write down the value of trade between 1951, and just give 1951 and 1990. 1950, 1990. Just make that, and then you can show all of that. You can talk about the value, you can talk about direction in those years, and you can talk about the composition of trade. It's going to be interesting. I'm sure that little homework will get you connected with this video of mine. So just go through this. Just go through this as we. So features of India's foreign trade, as you see, the period is again 1950 to 1990. Volume, of course, refers to the size of imports and exports by a nation. And since exported and imported items are of different types and expressed in different units, it is not possible to find the aggregate sum of all physical units. So exports and imports are measured in money terms, and the sum of these money values then makes up the value of trade. So we find now, if I can just talk about the value of trade, so there has been a substantial increase in India's foreign trade. Imports were increasing faster than imports. Imports were increasing faster than exports. That means what? That's not very good. So what happens is, so we had a problem of trade deficit. That means we always calculate exports minus imports as net exports. That means whatever money that when you export, you're getting money. When you export, you're getting money, and when you import, you have to give away money. So that's what it is. So we mostly we've had a trade deficit. In some years, excepting years like 1972 and 1976, we did have a little trade surplus. But we've had, the net exports have tended to rise over the years. And another thing that was noticed in this period was that India's share in the global trade actually declined from 1.8% in 51 to 0.6% in 1990. So, and another thing, let's come to the second one, composition, or the third one as I've written. Composition of trade, it refers to the type of goods that are exported and imported. So a good thing was that the share of the manufacturers in the country's export increased, whereas that of agriculture and allied products actually declined during this period. You got to see how much it has declined. That's a little work for you guys. Okay? Must see that. So this was a healthy development, you know, that you went in the composition of trade now from agriculture to manufacturing goods. Now this happened because of two reasons also. The reasons are also stated here. Because India started using its farm products as raw material for its domestic industries. That was one. And second, growth in India's population led to an increase in the domestic consumption of the farm products. So we needed the farm products here in India itself. And now we come to the direction of trade. So which are the countries with which India traded? So the destination where we traded, where the exports go, and point of origin from where the country's imports come in. So that is what we just see here. So it was found that in almost India's foreign trade was with these group of countries like the then USSR and the East Europe. And then also India expanded its trade contacts with other developed countries, which were they of the world, especially the US and the Western Europe. So that could be seen. And another important thing was that we had little or no trade relations with the developing countries, other developing countries. So with that, we finish off features of India's foreign trade, and I've already asked you to do a little homework. I hope you do it.